Did you know, according to a survey by the National Endowment for Financial Education, 78% of young adults admit to making financial mistakes in their early years? These aren't just small slip-ups. They're often costly missteps that can affect you for years. Like many of you, I also navigated my 20s without a financial map. I made mistakes, but I learned from them, and now I want to share those lessons with you. In this video, we'll explore 6 crucial financial pitfalls to avoid in your 20s. From the seductive allure of credit cards to the often ignored importance of retirement savings, we'll cover it all. And trust me, I've got some stories that will make you think twice before you splurge on that next big purchase. But it's not just about what not to do. I'll share simple, actionable strategies to turn your finances around. Did you know that just a few small changes in how you manage your money can lead to big savings over time? So buckle up. We're about to dive into the world of smart budgeting, wise investing, and how to make your money work for you. Whether you're a college student, a recent grad, or just someone looking to get a better grip on your finances, this is for you. Chapter 1: The Credit Card Trap. Did you know, as of a recent survey, nearly 70% of people in their 20s have at least one credit card? That's a lot, right? But here's the kicker. Many of us don't really know how to use them wisely. I remember getting my first credit card. It felt like I had hit the jackpot. Buy now, pay later. What a concept. But oh boy, was I wrong. It's like that quote from The Millionaire Next Door. Wealth is more often the result of a lifestyle of hard work, perseverance, planning, and most of all, self-discipline. I didn't have the self-discipline part down. In my first year, I racked up a debt that was frankly scary. It's easy to do, and I'm not alone in this. Studies show that the average credit card debt for young adults is around $3,000. That's a heavy burden for anyone starting out. Here's something interesting. Credit cards aren't evil. They're tools, and like any tool, it's all about how you use them. The key is understanding the terms: APR, interest rates, minimum payments. Sounds boring, I know, but it's crucial. For instance, did you know that making only the minimum payment can turn a small debt into a decade-long ordeal? It's true. Paying just the minimum each month can extend your debt repayment for years and add hundreds or even thousands in interest. So what's the strategy? First, always pay more than the minimum. Even a little extra can cut down your debt time significantly. Second, watch your spending. It's tempting to swipe for everything. But trust me, those little purchases add up fast. Budgeting is your friend here. I started tracking every dollar I spent. It was an eye-opener. Suddenly I saw where my money was going, mostly on things I didn't need. Another smart move: lowering your credit card's interest rate. You can actually call your credit card company and negotiate this. It sounds daunting, but it's surprisingly doable. A lower rate means less money out of your pocket over time. Also, don't fall for every credit card offer that comes your way. Just because you can have multiple cards doesn't mean you should. Each card comes with its own set of temptations and pitfalls. Emergency funds, let's talk about them. They're crucial. Before I got my spending under control, every unexpected expense went on the card. Now I set aside a little each month for emergencies. It's a game changer. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that if you saved just $10 a week, you'd have over $500 by the end of the year? That can cover a lot of unexpected expenses without touching your credit card. Lastly, let's talk rewards. Credit card rewards can be great, but they can also be a trap. If you're spending just to earn points or miles, you might want to rethink your strategy. Use rewards wisely and don't let them drive your spending. Chapter 2: Ignoring the Future. Now we turn our attention to something we often overlook in our 20s: retirement savings. I know retirement seems like a lifetime away, right? But here's a fact that'll make you think if you start saving at 25 instead of 35, you could have doubled the money by the time you retire. Surprising, isn't it? I was like many of you. When I got my first job, retirement was the last thing on my mind. I've got plenty of time, I thought. But I learned something important. Time is the best ally of your savings. Albert Einstein once called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. He was onto something. So, what changed my mind? Well, I read that the average life expectancy is increasing, and our generation might live longer than any before. That means more years in retirement, more years needing money. The first strategy is starting early. Even small amounts matter. Did you know just $50 a month can grow into a significant nest egg over 40 years? Thanks to compound interest, your money grows on its own over time. But where to start? Employer-sponsored retirement plans like 401(k)s are a great place. Many companies even match your contributions. That's free money, folks. Not taking advantage of this is like leaving cash on the table. No 401(k), no problem. IRAs are another fantastic option. Whether it's a traditional or a Roth IRA, these accounts offer tax advantages that help your money grow faster. Now let's talk about risk. Investing can be scary, but it's a necessary part of growing your retirement savings. A common rule of thumb is to subtract your age from 110. That's the percentage of your portfolio that should be in stocks. Diversification is key. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across different types of assets. This reduces risk and improves the chances of a better return. Remember, it's not just about saving, it's about investing. A savings account won't cut it because inflation will erode its value over time. Investing in the stock market has historically provided returns that beat inflation. Automating your savings is a lifesaver. Set up automatic transfers to your retirement account each month. It's easy, and you won't even miss the money. Here's a cool fact. If you increase your retirement contributions by just 1% each year, you'll hardly notice the difference in your paycheck, but it'll make a huge difference in your retirement fund. Also, keep an eye on fees. High fees can eat into your retirement savings. Look for low-cost index funds, which Warren Buffett highly recommends for their efficiency and low fees. And what about debt? Prioritize high-interest debt, sure, but don't neglect your retirement savings. It's about finding a balance. Lastly, educate yourself. The more you know about personal finance, the better decisions you'll make. As the saying goes, knowledge is power. And in the world of finance, it's the power to grow your wealth. Chapter 3, the budgeting blunder. Next, we'll explore a topic that many of us try to avoid, budgeting. I get it, budgeting sounds like a chore. But here's a fun fact. Did you know that successful businesses rely heavily on budgeting? It's their secret sauce. And it can be ours too. I used to think budgeting was just for people who were either really wealthy or struggling with money. But that's a myth. Budgeting is for everyone. It's about understanding your money, no matter how much or little you have. Let's talk strategy. The first step in budgeting is knowing what you earn and what you spend. Sounds basic, right? But you'd be surprised how many people skip this step. A study found that 65% of Americans don't know how much they spent last month. Don't be part of that statistic. Tracking your expenses is eye-opening. For a month, I wrote down every single purchase, and wow, did it change my perspective. Small things add up. That daily coffee run, it could be costing you hundreds over a year. Now on to categorizing expenses. There are needs like rent and groceries, and wants like eating out and hobbies. Warren Buffett once said, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." This means prioritizing savings in your budget. Creating a budget doesn't mean cutting out all fun. It's about balance. Allocate money for your needs, savings, and yes, some fun stuff too. But stay within your limits. Remember, a budget is a plan, not a prison. Emergency funds are crucial. Life is unpredictable. Your car breaks down, you lose your job, these things happen. Having a safety net means you won't spiral into debt when the unexpected occurs. How much should you save? A good rule of thumb is the 50-30-20 rule. Spend 50% on needs, 30% on wants, and put 20% into savings. This is a simple, effective way to structure your spending. Speaking of savings, let's talk about goals. Saving without a goal is like driving without a destination. Set short-term and long-term goals. Maybe it's a vacation, a new car, or buying a house. Goals keep you motivated. Automating your savings can be a game changer. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account each month. It's a set-it-and-forget-it approach that really works. Reviewing and adjusting your budget is important. Life changes, and so should your budget. Every few months, take a look and tweak as needed. Keep it relevant to your current situation. One more thing, be realistic. If your budget is too strict, you'll struggle to stick to it. Make it achievable. It should stretch you a bit, but not break you. A surprising statistic, people who use budgets report higher levels of happiness and less financial stress. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the peace of mind. Chapter 4, Education Debt Dilemma. Let's diving into a topic close to many hearts, student loans. It's a big deal. Did you know that as of last year, student loan debt in the US had surpassed $1.5 trillion? That's a staggering number, affecting millions of us. When I got into college, I was over the moon. But with that acceptance letter came student loans. I, like many, didn't grasp the full impact of what I was signing up for. It's not just me. A survey found that over 50% of student borrowers say they didn't fully understand the consequences of taking out loans. Here's the thing. Education is important, but so is financial health. Balancing the two is key. The first step is understanding what you're getting into. Know the difference between federal and private loans, their interest rates and repayment terms. Federal loans often have lower interest rates and more flexible repayment options. If you have a choice, these are usually the safer bet. Private loans can be trickier, with higher rates and less leniency. Let's talk about interest rates. They might seem like small percentages, but over time they add up. Did you know that even a 1% difference in interest rate can mean thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Always shop around for the best rates. Here's a strategy. While in school, try to pay off at least the interest on your loans. This prevents it from capitalizing. That's when unpaid interest is added to your principal balance, and you end up paying interest on interest. Budgeting comes into play here too. Keeping your living expenses low in college can free up more money for loan payments. Remember, every dollar you pay now is one less dollar plus interest in the future. After graduation, if you're struggling with payments, look into income-driven repayment plans for federal loans. These can adjust your monthly payments based on your income, making them more manageable. Consolidation can be a helpful tool. It involves combining multiple loans into one, potentially with a lower interest rate. But be careful. This can extend the life of your loan, leading to more interest paid over time. If you're employed, see if your employer offers student loan assistance. It's a growing benefit in many companies, and it's worth taking advantage of. Did you know that making bi-weekly payments instead of monthly can help you pay off your loans faster? It's a simple trick that can save you money on interest. For those with extra cash, consider paying more than your minimum. Just like with credit cards, paying more than the minimum can significantly reduce the amount of interest you'll pay. One more thing, don't ignore your loans. It might be tempting to pretend they don't exist, but they won't go away. Ignoring them can lead to wage garnishment and a damaged credit score. Chapter 5, the Savings Oversight. Now we're talking about something we often put on the back burner, savings. It's crucial, yet so many of us overlook it. In fact, did you know that a shocking 40% of Americans would struggle to cover a $400 emergency expense? That's a wake-up call. I used to be part of that statistic. Saving seemed impossible. I thought, I'll start saving when I earn more. But here's the truth. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how much you save. The first step to saving is to pay yourself first. That means before you pay your bills, buy groceries, or spend on entertainment, you put a portion of your income into savings. Even if it's just 5%, it's a start. A great strategy is automating your savings. Set up an automatic transfer to your savings account each payday. It's out of sight, out of mind, and you'll be surprised how quickly it adds up. Budgeting plays a big role in saving. By keeping track of your spending, you can find areas to cut back. Small changes like cooking at home instead of eating out can free up more money for savings. Emergency funds are a must. Life is full of unexpected surprises. Car repairs, medical bills, job loss. Having an emergency fund gives you peace of mind and financial cushion. How much should you save in your emergency fund? A common rule is to have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. It sounds daunting, but even starting small can make a big difference. Saving for goals is important too. Whether it's a vacation, a new car, or a home, having specific savings goals can keep you motivated. Visualize your goal. It makes saving for it more tangible and exciting. Did you know that saving can be psychologically rewarding? Studies show that people who save regularly report higher levels of happiness and satisfaction. It's not just about the money, it's about the sense of security and achievement. Interest rates on savings accounts are pretty low, but they're still better than nothing. Look for high-yield savings accounts to get the most bang for your buck. Consider different savings methods. Apart from regular savings accounts, there are CDs, money market accounts, and bonds. Diversify your savings to maximize growth and security. Don't forget about retirement savings. We talked about this earlier, but it's worth mentioning again. The earlier you start, the better. Challenge yourself with savings goals. Maybe try a no-spend month or a 52-week savings challenge. These can be fun and effective ways to boost your savings. Remember, it's okay to start small. Even saving a few dollars a week is better than not saving at all. The key is consistency. Lastly, review and adjust your savings plan regularly. As your income and expenses change, so should your savings strategies.